And convene the meeting at 2:05 p.m. The directors present are Ms. Miller, Ms. Heisel, Mr. Fisher, Mr. Gannon, Dr. Garcia, Mr. Sahanowitz. I think we're expecting Mr. Bruce, and anyway, we have a quorum. If they come, we will recognize their arrival. Jimmy, do we have any public comment today?
We do not have anybody signed.
All right, the item C is the minutes. So if you haven't had a chance, I'll give you a few seconds to look at that. They're not very expensive this time, so. Pardon? Dr. Garcia moves for approval. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Sahanowitz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Item D, it's the contract for group insurance.
Yes, sir. I'd like to introduce to the board, Mr. Bill Westerberg and his wife Martha Westerberg. They have been working with our office for several years now, as far as, researching the insurance options out there for us. And at this time, he has a presentation to present to the board.
We just concluded a public request for proposal process for group life insurance, disability, vision, and then the core medical program. And I'm here to report the results. You should have my a letter with a recommendation to it. I'm going to focus on that rather than the spreadsheets. Happy to go through the spreadsheets if you want. There's a lot of numbers there. And when you go through a lot of numbers, you'll get confused. So my job is to make it simple. Out of the all the proposals we've received, let's talk about the medical plan first. We've received two proposals: a renewal from Blue Cross Blue Shield, your current carrier, and a proposal from Curative Life Insurance Company out of Austin, Texas. This was not an easy decision. It was a very difficult decision because both companies offered very competitive offers. As a reminder, I'd like to tell you that your claims experience for the last 12 months has not been good, over 100% paid. When we get a renewal from a carrier, I've been in the underwriting business for 53 years, so I underwrite it myself just to double check the carriers to make sure their numbers are correct, in my opinion. And Blue Cross original underwriting analysis called for a 30% rate increase, which is about where I was at. The curative offer came in at 27% increase over current. Very, very close. So actuarially, based on my experience, you deserved an increase of a 25 to 30% increase. Because of the RFP process, we're allowed to negotiate terms and conditions. And our best and final offer, we're able to get both of them down. Blue Cross came in at about a 9% increase over current, which is about trend. Medical trend is running at about 9% these days. So you're getting a trend increase, but I believe you deserve a much higher increase, which is good for you because that's the result of the RFP process. The curative vote was very difficult to compare to Blue Cross because it was apples and oranges. So we tried to narrow it down as best we could to compare the two. Curative had a greater actuarial value. Their plan is very unique in the marketplace. They're a relatively new insurance company. They bid last year, for example, for the first time. But their cost increase is about a 15% increase versus the Blue Cross 9%. But we're recommending Blue Cross Blue Shield as the carrier for the next 12 months. Any questions on the medical before we get into the other? Oh, by the way, part of the renewal process with that 9% increase, we've agreed to recommend that we award the life insurance and disability proposals that Blue Cross delivered as part of the renewal with the health insurance. We get a $40,000 credit for doing that. So if you can package these three products together, your health insurance, your disability, and life insurance, it comes out to a very competitive package. And the LTD, long-term disability and life, were competitive on their own. So it's a good recommendation based on best and final. With that, I'll just open it up for any discussion you want to have on a medical plan.
So the increase was almost going to be 30%. Was that related to claims?
Yes. What's driving your cost and what's driving cost all across the country to a very large degree is GLP-1 drugs. That's your Monzaro, your Ozempic, what have you. That's a problem everywhere. So That's one of the cost drivers. Plus you had several large claims as well. So not every year is going to be a good year, and you're going to have some bad years. Over time, going back through the years that we've been able to represent you in these renewals, you have beaten trend every year, just about every single year. And if you do a trend line compared to what you've been paying over the last 10 years, you're beating trend by about 40%. So you've done extremely, extremely well. Pleased with this renewal. We have better than expected results. With that, I have any other questions.
So, question to the staff generally, are the employees happy with the service with anything in prosecution?
From what we've heard, and I would rely on this stuff, with Bob to give us any feedback on that. We haven't heard anything bad about that. And, Mr. Rustenberg is absolutely right as far as this was not an easy decision because curative was very, very competitive. However, the thing that we really focused on also was the fact that curative only had one plan. Blue Cross Blue Shield had offered two plans, which was really beneficial to those staff who have dependents. It would have been significantly higher cost for employees only, curative was the best way to go. But for the other staff that had dependents, it was going to be significantly increased cost for them. That was one of the bigger factors. But to your question, right now, so we have not really heard a lot of negative feedback as far as Blue Cross Blue Shield.
I say it was this important factor. Fiscal factor.
Okay, any other questions? Well, I think we're all appreciative in this discontented healthcare environment that we had a relatively easy choice to make. All right, no further discussion. Do we have a motion?
Well, I need to add the vision.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So to go back to what I've just said, we're recommending Blue Cross for the health insurance, the long-term disability, and the life insurance. We're recommending a Visas for the vision insurance. That's your current carrier. Service, by the way, from what I'm hearing from staff, has been excellent over the years. Visas has been in place for many years now. Employees are used to it. They're used to going to the providers that are covered by a Visas. So we're recommending a Visas. So any questions on that?
So we need two separate motions.
Oh, what do you want to vote?
I'd like to make a motion to approve Blue Cross Vegas.
All right,
Second.
second. So a motion by Mr. Conowitz, second by Dr. Garcia. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? I'll say that one a lot better than I thought.
So we now need to do the vision.
Yes.
So I move to approve Visas as the vision supplier for
Second.
Beard County Personal District.
Moved by Mr. Fisher, seconded by Ms. Heisel. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Both motions.
Thank you.
Thank you for your help.
Excuse me, sir, do we still need to do Dearborn also?
No, that's Blue Cross.
Okay.
Okay.
And I would like to just let my board know that Mr. Rustenberg made a comment right now that we've done really well as far as, beating the national average. Well, Bill and Martha were direct results of that because they do their due diligence. And I just want to thank them for always doing what's best in for the district and for our staff. So they deserve a lot of credit for that.
Oh, Roy, this is the first that did all of them.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item E is the contract for audit services. Well, we have a lot of exciting stuff on the agenda.
Yes, lots of renewals. So we went out to bid for this RFP in 2023 and it was awarded to ABIP PC for a contract amount of $34,500. So under that RFP, we can renew up to 2 times. So this would be the third and final renewal under that current RFP. For starting January 1st, 2026 through December 31st of 2026. And we asked the board for your approval. Last year, we had an unmodified report from ABIP and we've been happy with their work.
Okay.
What was the last year's amount?
Last year, it was a little, I have a sheet here. I can get that for you. It's gone up like 3% or so from last year. Oh, here we go. So last year, the audit fee was 33,300.
Okay. That seems very reasonable.
Yep.
Alan,
Okay. Any questions or discussion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve from Ms. Miller,
Second.
second from Mr. Fisher. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. F is security services.
Yes, this is just information for the board to know that this is currently out for an RFP. It should close the first week of November, and then we'll come to you in November with a recommendation.
And do we do this one annually?
This one, it'll be the RFP, and then if approved, then we will do it annually as well for board approval.
All right, item G is contract for temporary services.
The temporary services, we did go out to bid for this. In 2023, it is renewable up to 2 times. And it was awarded to Dependable Business Solutions for $185,000. And this is the 3rd and final year with them. And we ask the board for your approval. They typically staff our clerical positions and customer service during protests.
make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve from Mr. Sahanowitz, second from Dr. Garcia. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Laser printing and mailing services.
Yes, we went out to bid for laser printing and mailing services in 2024. It was awarded to Veriverge. The contract amount is $355,000. This is the 2nd year renewal. Veriverge is responsible for mailing the runs of the appraisal notices, homestead qualification letters, personal property rendition, and bulk evidence.
I make a motion to approve the contract.
All right, so we have a motion from Mr. Sahanowitz.
Second.
Second from Dr. Garcia. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes.
Our next
Carrie,
Orthophotography went out to bid in 2023. It was awarded to Nearmap. The contract amount is $262,500. This will be the 3rd and final year for this renewal.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
so we have a motion to approve from Mr. Sahanowitz. Second from Ms. Miller. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes as well. All right, telecommunication.
Telecommunication and rental services, we went out to bid in 2024. It was awarded to Capital Appraisal Group. The contract amount is $79,800. This is a 2nd year renewal under the current RFP. They determine ownership and valuation of telecommunication, electrical providers, gas distributors, pipeline, industrial, railroad tracking, and well services and mineral interests for properties located inside Bear County.
Questions?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve from Mrs. Heisel,
Second.
second from Mr. Sahanowitz.
That was me.
Oh, from Ms. Miller, my,
Yes.
my apologies. Motion from Ms. Miller, second from Mr. Sahanowitz. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Oh, all right. All right. Roy, the intent to encumber funds.
Yes, sir. Thank you. At this time, we're anticipating surplus, unaudited surplus of a little over $1.3 million. We want to ask the board for approval to let the taxing entities know that we, with board approval, are wanting to encumber some of those funds. Right now, we are looking at asking the taxing units to encumber $350,000 for a CAMA software update. At the beginning of the year, we asked the board for approval to go into a partnership with 5 other appraisal districts to enhance our PACS, our current software provider, PACS, Harris governed. The board approved that. We have paid $150,000 out of our balance, which was $500,000. by encumbering the $350,000 now, that will allow us to pay off the balance and not incur additional increases in our budget line item for next year. We are also asking to encumber $125,000 to add to our litigation reserve. Right now, our litigation reserve sits at $875,000. And with the increase, once approved of $125,000, that will put the balance at $1 million. I will go into a little bit more detail later as far as the executive session. There's a litigation update on that. And lastly, we're asking to encumber $100,000 of the technology reserve. Our current balance is $375,000. We're looking to add $100,000, which will bring the total to $475,000. And this is building up that reserve for our server replacement in 2027. And again, this is just projecting for the future. Having taken those three items into account, we would still be looking at an unaudited amount of $725,000 to send back to the taxing units.
Do there need to be any encumbrance for elections?
We already have that in our the reserve now.
Yeah, I was about to ask that, but my recollection was we had that covered.
Yes, sir.
At least insofar as we've been advised to this point.
Correct.
That we all know what an adventure that is. All right, so the staff is recommending the encumbrance of funds is delineated. Do we have any questions? Do we have a motion? A motion by Mrs. Heisel, second by Mr. Sahanowitz. All of those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, those funds are now encumbered.
We will send out the notification to the taxing units. They have 30 days to reply. And then if we hear any questions, we will answer them, and then we will ask forward in December for final approval. Thank you all.
All right, the update on the district name change.
Yes, very happy to say that back in July, the board approved our name change to Bear Central Appraisal District. And I just wanted to give you all a heads up, that, Ms. Rodriguez, Jennifer, our communications director, will start the official press release. We've already sent out one, but we're going to have another official press release at the latter part of this month to start getting the word out. We'll update all our socials. We'll update our website. I have asked the directors of our departments to also look and see what items in their department needs to be changed, letterhead, whatnot. We're looking at that. Ms. Cantharoth here has taken the liberty of having our sign replaced, our front signage. That will be taking place November 10th. In anticipation of our January 1st start date with our new name and logo. So we're very excited about that. Thank you.
So we estimated that around 40,000.
It was a lot less than that.
It was like around 20.
Yeah, I want to say 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that included letterhead and all that.
No, man, that's just for the sign.
Just the metal sign.
Okay. Going to have an unveiling ceremony or?
We never really thought about that. We could. That'd be nice.
I mean, if we're doing PR, you can have an event, people might come. That's another way to get the word out.
I'd be interested to see who's going to come and, celebrate our new.
You never know.
But as long as we're here, that's fine. We would definitely look into that. Thank you. Good idea.
As long as there's food.
Oh,
Have food and drink and you might get more people than you anticipate. Item M is the update on Proposition 11 on the November 4th. Let me try that again. Proposition 11 and 13 on the November 4th ballot.
Yes, sir. At our last meeting, Ms. Heisel had asked for information, data information as far as the propositions that are going to be voted on in next month. Proposition 13 is the state mandated homestead exemption, which currently sits at $100,000 for the amount. If approved by voters, that exemption amount will increase to $140,000. What we did here is provide the board some information based on the school districts, how many accounts, how much the value loss is with the current exemption, and then if it's approved with by voter election, what that increase would be, and then the difference between the current rate and the new rate. And we also did the same information for Proposition 11, which is state mandated over 65 and over 65 surviving spouse, which again currently sits at a $10,000 amount. And voters will go in November to increase that to 60,000. So it has to break down per school district. Again, the number of accounts in each school district, and then the value lost due to the current exemption, what would be the new exemption value loss, and then the difference of the two. And then lastly, on the second page, Ms. Heisel had asked for some information, just basically in general, you know, and please, ma'am, chime in whenever you like. She asked for the total exemptions in Bear County. So what Scott did, he compiled together the total accounts we have is just a little under 788,000 accounts. The total market value, the total accounts with exemptions is 443,444. How many homesteads, how many over 65s, and then I believe what you asked for, ma'am, was the last line item here, which out of all the exemptions in Bear County, there's 682,000 accounts, a little over 682,000 accounts. Excuse me, exemptions in total. And the value loss based on those exemptions is just under $70 billion, 69.8 billion.
Great, so I thank you guys for doing this. This is as a result of constituent requests, just to kind of understand what's on the ballot.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you working with me, figuring out that it wasn't an easy thing to put together.
Yes, ma'am.
Because unlike the business personal property, which was just a value threshold,
Mhm.
each of these different school districts has a different tax rate.
Yes, ma'am.
So thanks to Scott and Roy and Tom and everyone who worked on it, you had to kind of go back and do each tax rate.
That's right. So they have each school district has two individual tax rates, the M and O rate, which is for operations,
Right.
and the INS rate, which is for facilities.
Yes, sir.
And the tax rates are usually different for each one of those.
And so it looks like just from this spreadsheet, the over 65 isn't a huge impact as much as as much as I had thought.
To mention your point, ma'am, this is really good information for the constituents, because again, we've been getting a lot of calls. I know that my mother asked me, you know, should she vote for it? I said, of course. I mean, anything to help property owners as far as exemptions. I had the opportunity to meet Senator Benford Friday. I was in Houston speaking on a chief appraiser panel at the Texas Association of Property Tax Professionals. And one of the things that I made mention was the fact that the legislature is doing their part as far as these exemptions. You know, we're doing our best to promote it and to say, hey, look, you know, the value portion apart, this is what you're entitled to. So if you want to go vote, you should go, because again, it's going to benefit you.
So this puts it in good numbers. Thank you for adding the column, the additional value loss due to that increased exemption on
Yes, ma'am.
those. And then just a lot of people are confused. There are a lot of exemptions out there that we can't vote on.
Correct.
So a lot of apartments, for example, don't pay into taxes if they're through the Public Finance Corporation. The voters don't get to vote on that.
Absolutely.
So I'm wondering, is this something that would be available online or just as requested if constituents ask?
It's all public information.
Oh, okay. You feeling better, Scott?
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? All right, as mentioned earlier, we do have the need to do an executive session.
Yes.
So we will adjourn into executive session at 2:28 PM. All right, the board will reconvene into open session at 2:57 PM. There was no action the board has to take as a result of the closed session. So we will move on to reports, and we will start with the financial condition.
I'm gonna read the funds investment report under tab 1, dated August 31st, 2025. We have total deposits of $1,148,996.36. Year-to-date interest earned is $216,017.48. We are over collateralized by $4,940,445.12. You can turn to page 4. Total revenues collected as of August 31st, 2025 is $1,427,686. And if you turn to page 7, you'll see our total fund balance as of August 31st is $3,995,663. And if you turn to the next page, it's our statement of reserve designated cash funds, and there are no changes. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? Sure. All right. Thank you, Ms. Quickly. Appraisal records, Ms. Thomas.
We're under tab 2A now, the presentation of the appraisal report for the third quarter. So once a quarter, we present the report, have been keep appraiser corrections that were made in the prior 3 months. We do not have any corrections to report this quarter. And as for the update on the appraisal records, again, as in last month, we have officially concluded the 2025 protest season. That's 3 weeks earlier than in prior years, which is a good start for us in terms of field work. We have begun the work on the 2026 appraisal calendar. We do have appraisers in the field as we speak, inspecting properties. As we get more data along the way, I'll update you with inspections and things that we're noticing in the market. The fall season also is a period of training and education for our appraisers. So over the next 5 months, we have 11 core education programs set up to educate our newer staff and continuing education for our existing staff. And the deep processing and exemption processing, we have within our time, reasonable amount of time of processing those. So we're up right now, so it's looking pretty good.
So at the end of the day, how many total protests were processed?
We had 186,000-ish total protests for 2025. There remains about 4,000 protests that weren't conducted during the official season. Those will be wrapped into a December batch of hearings. So we processed roughly 182,000 protests within a period of about 23 weeks.
Very good, good work. All right. That will take us down to Roy. You're up.
Yes, sir. Executive session aside, I do have some good news. I'm very proud and honored to let the board of directors know that for the 7th year in a row, we have won one of the top workplaces this year for 2025. This is a direct reflection of our staff's commitment. I would like my directors that are in attendance, please stand up. If I speak too long, I won't get emotional, but these guys are the best. You all hear me say it all the time, and we have worked together for so long. We remember what it was like back in the old days, and it's such a tribute to our commitment to serving the public, to doing what's right, to doing it the right way. And I want to thank y'all because without the board support, we couldn't do this. So it's my pleasure to announce that we have gotten our award for 7 years in a row. This is especially gratifying for me. This is my second as a chief appraiser. I was here for the other 5, and again, this one is it's really sweet because this is not us telling you, this is our staff telling us what we do right and what we do wrong. And I sent an email to the staff letting them know that I read every single comment, the good and the bad. And we're gonna work on where we can work, but together they bought into the system that we have 3 T's: transparency. I'm open with you, you're open with me. We build the trust, our second T. Once we build that trust, the teamwork takes care of itself. And we have such an amazing staff. I was bragging about it to other chief appraisers. And again, I won't go on anymore, but thank you all to our directors, our executive team, Ms. Canthroff, these 2 gentlemen here at the side. It's a pleasure to work with them. And the board, of course, I didn't say the board, please. So yes, sir, like I said, thank you.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I think it's funny. I think we're starting to take it for granted that it's going to be a top place to work. As you
Trust me, Mr. Fisher,
it's a
It was a hard earned.
yeah, no, absolutely. We know the work goes behind it. So
And one of the things that, well, Ms. McLeod and I, when we were talking, and we asked the Energage company, I was like, hey, look, be honest with this. I mean, like, you people ever like win and then don't win the following year? They're like, oh, yeah, absolutely. So we don't take this for granted, and we met with every single department director to go over their individual departments' comments to see, hey, look, what can we work on? Let's take the good and then take the bad. Now, when I say the bad, I mean, there's not a lot of bad, but there's changes, suggestions that we could do. And but we tell people we can't do any changes, we can't make changes if you don't let us know. And they're completely anonymous, so yeah, this was great.
well, it's a culture you've built, but it's a culture you've maintained as well. So congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
It's one of those things when you start taking it for granted, it goes away.
Yes,
So,
Well, you said it best one time, so what you're saying is there's nowhere to go but down. We remember that, if you
never a good position to be in, but congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, community engagement. Jennifer, we missed you last week.
Thank you. Had a long weekend last month, but getting back to basics, getting back to business. You look at my report, I've got our monthly statistics for August, as well as for September, as well as a detailed report of the speaking engagements that we participated in September. But we had a little over 12,000 phone calls, a little over 3,000 visitors last month. So with those numbers, our phone queue, our counter activity, and our service times are all holding steady. Again, showing that we're putting our best foot forward wherever we can. Regarding those individual events that we participated in, Roy mentioned his panel that he served in last week, but he was also at another seminar last month. He participated in a separate chief appraiser panel at the annual legal seminar. So we're very proud of him representing the district. 4 events may not seem like a lot, but that's normal for this time of year. They do dwindle down, but there's already invitations for next year. So with that, you've got the details of who was there, how many people we interacted with. Do you have any questions? Not, thank you. I'll see you next month.
All right, Mr. White.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Mr. White.
Oh, my. I don't have that much to say, so, which I think is a good thing.
Thank you for that.
In the report that I'm gonna give you, I had quite a few of the VA benefits, people that are doing their disability exemptions. And some of the things they didn't understand in getting that is that when they get their licenses, their license has an address. That address needs to match, of course, where they're living, if that's where they're going to apply that exemption. So I helped them fill out their reports and resubmit them. We had, of course, late protests. We had quite a few that were asking, what's the status of my hearing? And which is no more than letting them know that next month, maybe 2 months down the way, we had reschedules. We had that came to me about 26. And I'll put that number on it, but there were more than that. But that's how many I'm gonna say came to be. Binding arbitrations. I get a few of those. And my biggest thing is to help them fill out the paperwork, explain to them what it entails, and let them make their own decision with that. With the complaints, you get them regardless. I got my fair share. And it involves sitting down and listening and helping them to understand that I didn't write the law book, the codes, and sometimes we don't agree with it, but it's there for a purpose. So that's what I have to let them know. Are there any questions before I go to my next step? Sure. Thank you. I want to first of all thank for our open house. Thank you so much
Sure.
for attending. It's greatly appreciated. Ms. Heisel, I'm going to give this to you. This here is for the 16th.
Yes.
And on the 16th, there is a green stamp there. And it'll let you know what time to be here. All of those others have been taken place. And this is yours, Mr. Gann. I know that you will be with us tomorrow as well as Thursday. And we will be ready for you, sir. And we can get this and move forward with the next group of ARD members.
And 9 o'clock both mornings, correct?
No, sir. Tomorrow you mentioned 8 to 10.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure, because I just have it on my thing for 4 AM and I know that's not right. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mr. George, do you have anything to?
Got a few things for you, sir. By the way, I still like in the last one. It doesn't get me anywhere, but October 3rd, as was already mentioned, we had our last hearings for the season. Other than we'll be back in December, the first week of December, in order to conduct late hearing and anything that got rescheduled. Last week on Thursday, again, thank you for the help assistance on the open house and speaking there. We conducted the open house, let everybody know what the AR is involved in being part of the ARB. Hopefully to try to talk some of them out of it or reconfirm their intent or their desire to be with us. And then on Friday, we did the ARB forum and had 12 other counties or districts come in and take part in it and had an open discussion on best practices and the way ahead and how the things to do. It was very successful based upon the feedback. I can't even read my own notes. The two things we came out, we got some practices in which we're going to try to implement in-house for ourselves. And in addition to that, we had one district ask us to assist in training at their expense. At their expense, definitely. So we've agreed to do that, to help them with that training. And so next year, we're looking at doing this again. However, I've asked another district to volunteer and for us to do rotation on this. I believe Waco has tentatively volunteered to do it, hoping to bring in 2 or 3 more districts into the forum. And beyond that, I just wanted to thank the district for helping us out. And it wouldn't have been a success without your assistance. I truly appreciate that.
Like,
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. George.
Thank you, sir.
And I'll see you at 8 AM.
Now, 4 is out of the question, sir.
Second of all, I just want to say, for anybody who hasn't been to an open house, but maybe everybody here has, it was very well run, very informative. And I learned a lot and I think it was very informational for the folks that applied. So I'm
Yeah.
glad I got to be there.
I did it last year.
Yeah.
And then I got pneumonia.
Oh, boy.
So hopefully,
No, I'm here.
I'm sure it is, ma'am, and I purposely stayed away because of the clear separation between the appraisal district and the
Yeah.
review board. But I know he's done an excellent job. Again, you can't move to the volume that we did without a concerted effort between the ARB and the
Absolutely.
district. So, and a lot of credit goes to him because again, this is his first year as ARP chair.
All right.
Good job.
That concludes our agenda. Is there any other items to be brought forward for discussion? If not, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by title, second by Mr. Fisher, all in favor?
Miss Miller.
Ms. Miller?
Got eyes on his brain. Yeah.
I do, and I don't know why. Ms. Miller, second by Mr. Fisher, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There never are. You're adjourned. At 3:13.